gotta eventually make sure that we date all the dads. It's been a long day. Just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass the room, I can hear a faint sound, but I can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda. The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strange. She sniffles. Need to make sure she's okay. Open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. Something happened? No, nothing happened. Go away. Amanda. Get out. Okay, okay. Oh, we leave. Once we leave, we can hear her crying again. Wow, what has her so upset? She seemed fine earlier. She was so open with me. Did something go wrong? Is she mad at me? Guess if she wasn't before, she definitely is now. I can't even remember the last time she snapped at me like that. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes after she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today? No. Okay. Do you need a ride to school? No. You want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up and takes her still freezer-burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Oh, okay. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. Sit back at the kitchen table and look at the picture of Amanda and I hanging on the wall. In it, I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knees, she would get up and try it again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. As I put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream, and it was like nothing had even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decided that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline for her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin. What's up? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah. I want to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I even get more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. Dad, So it's just, whatever it is. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, I'm bad with words, so I was hoping we could speak in a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator, place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting is set by now. Ta-da! Dad? It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad, and I had to start over. Oh, wow. Nice. This is beautiful. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big ol' hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. I know I've been really weird lately, and I don't even know how to explain. I just feel like it might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes? I guess I should start from the top. So, Emma R. is going to the fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. I'm like, the best friend, the other one. I guess you're not technically wrong. It's good to have fallbacks like that one. Anyway, ever since she got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot of time with Grace and Emma P, and I just thought it was all in my head for a while. But then I found out from Rosie M that both the Emmas, Grace, and Noah all went to a party at Mackenzie F's. On the same night, they all told me that they were busy studying for Calc AB final. Yikes. So another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah, and, that's a thing. What? No, I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So were you. I learned from the worst.
Oh.
Anyway, so the only person I told about the crush was MR, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama. So I keep quiet and keep going about my business. Then one day, I invite everybody out to Nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say that they're busy, like simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we're out of chips, and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable. So I go to the mall anyway. I get the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos without me. What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Noah and Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. No. Yes, I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops a nacho on her shirt, because of course she does, and Emma R just, like, glares at me. Grace, nothing's coming up. I don't know what that is. Grace is the gossipy one. I know! Grace is the one nobody really likes. So I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck. Which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed and wanted to get out of there. So I left without nachos, which, might I add, which only further contributed to this shitty day. And immediately drafted a super long text to a group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And wrote another one to MR asking how long the Noah's thing's been going on, and sorry, that's a lot. Are you still following? What did MR say? I'm a little confused about, I don't think I understand. Oh, okay. Get a load of this. Emma R says, you know what? Let me just read it for you. Read it to you. Oh, God. I gotta tell you, you know shit's getting real when you're like, no. You know what? Let me read it for you. Let me take my phone out and actually read this fucking text. Because that's when stuff's gotten real. Like, that's when you're like, you know, I can't explain it to you properly. Like, I need you to hear this. The words as they were written. Sends out a long string of text messages. Can you believe that? I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, do I not understand what she's talking about. This is all beyond me, and I'm trying my hardest to be supportive.
Oh.
They were dating in secret for like months. So I told her that she's being a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And she left me on read, and then, wait, left me on read? What's that? Oh, like, she saw my message and didn't reply. And I know, because there are, like, read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha! So while this is all happening, I'm talking to Emma P. and about how mad I am, because she's at least being kind of reasonable, and I'm venting to her about how pissed I am about everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? He tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything and told her, and I told her to the group chat, and I just got kicked out of. All right, I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's all just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is that everybody dropped me, half my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but Emma R has been there since Mom died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even that mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Emma stabs the remnants of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what'd I do wrong? Why did everyone just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? I was like, she sounds like a shitty friend. Realistically, like, even if, like, it's obvious, you know, I mean, she's better off without her. That other Emma's complete dick. You're like, oh, I'm dating this other person. I'm not going to tell you. And even though I know you have a crush on them, and so I'm going to not say anything about it and generally just kind of be a bastard and organize things without you. You know, you might as well just say, hey, you know, let's not hang out. That would be the cooler, more reasonable thing to do. Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. And as mad as I am about everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. Amanda looks so dejected. I can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know it's pretty dumb. It's not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset over. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. High school sucks. I was like, such wisdom. Not all friendships last forever. Real friends don't do that. High school sucks. Honey, high school sucks. You make friends with people just because they're there. When you're still living in your hometown, there's a pretty small pool of people to choose from. But once you go to college, and once you get up and out into the real world, you're going to be exposed to all sorts of people, and it's going to be easier to make friends with people who really get you. Some of those friendships can last a lifetime. I mean, look at me and Craig. And some of them only last a little while. And that's okay, too. You're going to make so many awesome new friends at art school. Ultimately, I think this says way more about your character than it does about... way more about their character than it does about yours. Because you're amazing. And if they can't see that, well, that's their problem. I'll keep that in mind. Look down at the table. Did we just eat that whole cake? Yes, we did just eat the whole cake. Well, good talk. Mandy gets up, goes to her room. Before she closes the door, she turns around. Hey, Pops? Yes? Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
I know that game. I've been there. I ate like a whole medium pizza recently. Just earlier. And I was looking down and I was like, this pizza is gone. Now I should hibernate like a snake. Ah, Damien. You know what they say about third dates. They get pretty serious. Are you sure this is your dream, Daddy? Oh my God. It's so serious now. We're doing it. I'm sure. I'm sure. We've dedicated this playthrough. We did it. We did it. This playthrough, this is our guy. Ever since we had a picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post. Instead of through Dad book. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as a seal for my letters, and I couldn't say no. Hanging out with that goth dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes. Be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household that one time, and I've seen The Lost Boys, and I honestly would prefer trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our home under his own power. Yes, Amanda. I have become Damien's familiar. I'm compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Aww.
Turn into a bat. I don't think. What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay. I'm off. Are you taking the car or are you flying off into the night on the leathery wings of a bat? One of those. While I'm out, can you throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die? That would be great. I'm keeping it as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cape, I mean cloak. He hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is going to seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning. Interestingly enough, though, it was the Victorian era Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for a whole 10 years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question. Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something. I've experienced several losses over the course of my life, and I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply a part of living. It is the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I'm going to die, you are going to die, and life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborately staged photographs of their dead relatives. The minutiae of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life had passed. Now we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because you have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, and not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it's a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting and occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful. I can see the moonlight and the bay glint off Damien's eyes. He smiles. We turn to the harbor and watch the ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do. I'm sorry, I have to take this. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucian again. After speaking in hushed tones for a few minutes, Damien returns to me. Everything okay?
Oh, my.
There's an emergency. Lucian? No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, is there anything I can do to help? Dads do have to stick together, right? You know it. Then come. There isn't time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself dimly walking in a dimly lit waiting room. After a few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript. I'm still unsure as to what kind of place this even is. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back. Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels clicking through the halls of this seemingly empty building. Distant howls echo from some place I can't see, and it's a faint scratching sound, like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall and find a stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff at the air. What have I gotten myself into? Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic, unsure of where I am or how I can get out. I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien. The lights finally turn back on. Mary. Hey, Sailor. Mary, what are you doing here? You aren't here for the fight club? I don't want to get punched in the face. Great, because this is an animal shelter. A what? We take care of stray animals, and then people adopt the stray animals. Don't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering in an animal shelter. Wow. Okay, kid. Way to put me in a box. Dames, do you hear this baloney? Just one moment. Thunder cracks and a door bursts open. Appearing from the shadows, I see... Damien? Hey! It's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share the side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company. I wear tennis shoes to work, and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at the animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring. I'm fascinated with Victorian era history and goth lifestyle. That much is true. It's just not all that I am. I need you to know that. I hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pressing business that needs attending to. Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups. Gets out all the time. And somehow learned how to open doors, and now she's unstoppable. When'd she get out? This morning, I went to sing shanties to the cats. Sing sea shanties to the cats? When I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pets, so if I need you two to go find her. Of course. Where could she be? She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling in the back of a pet adoption form. She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes, you get her back by sundown, or else she turns into a werewolf and starts eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Handsome. We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh. I'll grab some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look at the map Mary created for us. Oh man, I'm Nerd's house? Wow. Wow. Mary's softball field, aquarium, shelter, coffee spoon, Gale, Mario Batali, Gale, coffee dad, Nerd's house, Mary's sick pad, small dames, other Nerd's house, the ocean or whatever. Wow. At least you're not other Nerd's house. Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order. Congrats, kiddo. Where should we head first? Interesting. Check the coffee spoon. Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving toward town and look over to him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find the Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said that dog was smart. One time, she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was really great. It was a really great year for Bark, Bark, Bark. I don't know. What do you think our odds are, Handsome? Gotta stay positive. Bend all hope, ye winter year. Handsome, you can't shove raisins up your nose. And that hurt my feelings. I felt discouraged. But I kept a positive attitude. And you know what? I made it happen. Ew. It might have landed me in the ER and forced me to have 10 golden raisins removed from my nasal cavity. But on that day, I learned that anything is possible. If you have a good attitude and abnormally large nostrils. Young children really are resilient, I suppose. Yeah, young children. I was 16. Let's hope for the best. We got this. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt. Didn't expect to see you two today. What's up? Have you seen any stray dogs around? Can't say I have. You're looking for one? Can you describe them to me? Enormous. That pretty well covers it. Cool. I find strays drinking for food scraps in the alley out back sometimes. I'll be sure to keep an eye out. We head back to the car. Softball field. We drive to the softball field. It looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over, softball bat slung over his shoulder. Hey, bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't happen to know I've seen a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter, and we're trying to locate her. I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something. Girls! Hi, Amanda's dad! Hi, Lucian's dad. We have names. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? There's a big dog here just a few minutes ago. I think she had an owner, but she really wanted to play. I don't think she had an owner, but she really wanted to. We tried to play fetch with her, but she just took the softball and ran. I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog. Here, take another softball. Might come in handy later. Many thanks, Craig. Okay, so... With the aquarium. It's nearby. They may stop by the aquarium. Everything looks in order here, but it might help. To get out of the car and take a look. You seen anything? No dog here. Not even a sign of her. Do you know that penguins are considered to be the goths of the sea? Damien, I want to believe you so badly. To be the goths of the sea. It's like, I want to believe this. We're back at the Bayside. Just like old times, huh? I remember it as if it were yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So what do you think? Any sign of the pooch? None yet, although who knows if she made it onto any one of those ships. The Duchess would do that. I wouldn't put it past her to know how to navigate in rough seas without a compass. Very smart. Pops. Damien and I turned to see my daughter. Amanda, what are you doing here? Do you think I just stayed inside all day, vegging around on the couch and watching TV? Sorry. What are you doing? I'm heading home to veg out on the couch and watch TV. How'd you get a burrito first? Young miss, have you seen a dog around here? Oh, you bet! I saw a Pomeranian with a bow around his neck and saw a big old Doberman named Henry. And there was a stroller full of Yorkies, a Greyhound, and a Golden Retriever. Did you see a Mastiff anywhere? No dice. Definitely would remember that. Gotta run, though. This burrito has about 10 minutes before the cheese breaks down the molecular structure of the tortilla and makes it all soggy. You understand. I do. Of course. Have a lovely evening, Miss Jack. I fear that the hours are growing short. We must make haste if we're to find the Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think something to lighten the mood. Smaller mammal by means of companionship. It would be too tempting to. A bloodhound. I was going to say a bloodhound, Damien. Oh no! Oh no! We did poorly! Bad joke! We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything's pretty normal. It looks like Brian's doing some yard work. We pull into Brian's driveway and hop out. Hey, don't step on the grass. I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwatered lawn? Oh, here we go. How dare you? I take my lawn care very seriously. Handsome, please. You haven't seen a dog run through here, have you? Well, a few hours ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn to shreds. I was going to take forever to retilt the soil. That could be a dog, or a rather feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all of my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me. Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog. She's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. I mean, we went to all of these. Technically, we could go back to the coffee spoon. Hey, Matt. Guys, I think they may have seen a dog you were looking for. You did? A brown mastiff? Size of a house? Yeah. Saw it digging through the trash in the back. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. You see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. I'd popped toward through 3 pans of old grateful banana bread. Want to take some over the road just in case? Sure thing. Matt packages up a slice. Thanks for the slice. The road slice. This grateful bread is going to be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right. I meant it's going to be so good for the dog to eat. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find the Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like dogs so much, why don't you have any? Lucian is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. There are still dogs in my life, so for that I'm grateful. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let's not waste any more time. Verily. Okay. Maybe go back to the softball field. Looks like the game's in progress and Craig's team is winning, of course. Any sign of her? I don't think so. Wait, maybe. Never mind. Just a kid taking a nap in the outfield. Get back in the car, damn. Hurry back to the Bayside. Doesn't look like anything has changed here. Went east. Oh, I suppose we need to go. Not so east. The sun has set. Oh no! Oh no! We've done horribly! We've done so bad! We couldn't find this fucking dog! Oh, you okay? You look so sad. Oh, I'll be fine. Just been a long day. Want to watch something stupid on TV? I always do. And I cozy up on the couch and turn on an episode of Meat Hell. I've seen 1,000 times. You know. That might have been a bummer, but at least I know a man is always there for me. And so is the Food Channel. Oh, we did horribly on that date. We did horribly. Horribly. Oh God, don't even show me. I don't want the score. It's a D.
No respecter of age. It can come at any time and any place.
We did a horrible job. Horrible job on that date.